Hello? Hello, am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, very much.
Yes, sir. So, shall we start
Yeah,
the session, sir?
please.
Yes, sir. It's not the days in your life, but the life in your days counts. Myself, Shilpa, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, MES College of Arts, Commerce and Science. Good morning and a very warm welcome to respected principals of MES College, Dr. Janardhan TG, Vice Principal Professor Samshia Rizwana, and Head of the Department, Commerce, Dr. B.S. Mallikarjun. It's a great pleasure to welcome Speaker of the Day and our eminent resource person with a lot more career achievements that adds to his distinguished profile, CMA and Ravindranath Kaushik with 21 years of his industry, professional and consulting experiences. On behalf of entire Department of Commerce, MES College, we welcome you, sir.
Thank you.
I would also like to take this privilege in welcoming respected faculty members and dear students from various institutions for gracing this webinar. A hearty welcome to you all. I request our student coordinator, Prithvi TV, to introduce the speaker of the day, and I wish you all have a very good day. Prithvi, you can introduce the speaker of the day.
Thank you, ma'am. A very good morning to one and all present here. I welcome CMA N. Ravindranath Kaushik sir. He is specialized in GST, direct taxes, project consulting, and academic training. 11 years of industry experience and 10 years of professional consulting experience. His qualifications are fellow member of the Institute of Cost Accounts of India (CMA), MPhil in Economics, postgraduate degree in Finance, Taxation, and Economics, certified in international taxation from IIIT WTO studies. He has experienced in independent consultant since 10 years in the area of direct taxes, GST, internal audit, and project management and consulting. 11 years of industry experience, worked in various companies under different roles and responsibilities in finance and accounting domain. His accomplishments are Chairman 2018-19 Bangalore Chapter of Cost Accountants, Member of FKCCI LUB IEDRC Hong Kong, Chamber of Tax Consultants, Member Direct Taxes, Expert Committee BCIC, uh, Advanced Advisory Committee Member, Entrepreneur Development Cell, RV Institute of Management. His consultancy assignments worked as consultant for READI India, NF, NRIF, worked for various projects of Karnataka Evaluation Authority. His workshops and keynotes address, resource person and delivered keynote address in various national, state and UGC sponsored conferences, workshops and seminars. Delivered more than 100 talks on various topics in many institutions across India. His awards are SADHAK Lifetime Achievement Award 2018-19, electronic media participated in debates, live phone-in programs in national Doordarshan and private channels. We welcome you, sir.
Oh, pleasure, my pleasure. Hello, can I start? Hello, can I start?
Hello.
Hello, can I start?
Sir, small instruction to participants.
Yeah, please.
So once I give the instruction, you can start, you can take over the session, sir.
Okay, fine.
Okay, I request all the participants kindly mute your microphones and video throughout the session and keep ready your questions and type the same in your chat box at the time of question and answer session. So I would like to request the Ravindranath sir to take over the session. So please proceed.
Yeah, thank you. Very good morning. Ellargu namaskara. See, actually, one thing what has been not told about myself in the profile is I belong to MES College. Okay, I studied my PUC and degree from MES College. That is a thing which we should not forget. Because of that only today I am in this position, where whatever I am achieved in the profession or in the career aspect, right? That is because of me graduating from MES College. I'm proud to say that. And very good morning to all. So my beloved lecturer, and today is the principal of MES College, Dr. Janardhan sir, and of course Vice Principal Madam, and also HOD of Commerce Department, and other faculties of Commerce Department who are already there in this webinar, and also the other college faculties and students, and also MES College students who are participating in this seminar. So I would like to welcome all of you for today's webinar on a very, very important topic. So this is about a professional course which I'll be introducing to you. And also I'll be talking about the relevance and importance of the cost accounting as a profession today. So Institute of Cost Accountants of India, I was a past chairman of that particular chapter of Bangalore, which has almost around more than 5,000 members. And it's one of the oldest and the biggest chapter in India. So I was chairman during 2018-19, and I got an occasion to meet you people also. I had come once to college and address students on this career counseling program, especially on what the professional career should look like. So again, I got an opportunity. I thank the management of the college and also the principal for having belief and trust in me to address you people. So having said so, let us directly get into the topic. So I think most of you know there are three professional bodies today in India. So the first and foremost professional body is the Institute of Cost Accountants of India. The second is Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. And the third is Institute of Company Secretaries of India. So these are the three professional bodies which are there, which have been recognized under an Act of Parliament. So Parliament has passed an act, and these professional institutes have come up because of the parliamentary or statutory recognition which the ministry has given to conduct this professional development and also professional related programs through these institutes. So order of priorities, if you look at the year of formation, Institute of Chartered Accountants of India was the first institute to be formed after independence, before independence only. And then came Institute of Cost Accountants of India. And then last one was Institute of Company Secretaries of India. So each of the profession has its own irrespective areas under which they have been asked to perform. And their main role is to basically assist the industry, institutes, and the government. So we are acting as a catalyst between the government and the industry, because whatever the compliances are there, which is drilled down through acts, various acts of Parliament, it becomes the responsibility of the professionals to ensure that the industry follows those compliances, those statutory requirements, and we are the people who are bridging between this industry and the government. So our role is very important, and you people also are aware of, many times when Prime Minister addressed the professional bodies, he has clearly told that the role of professionals are very important, especially in building a new India. So there are a lot of responsibilities which have been shifted to our shoulders as professionals, because earlier most of the things were done by the ministry themselves. Let us take example of Ministry of Corporate Affairs, where the incorporation procedures used to take place for formation or closure of companies and all those things. Most of the job were done by the ministry itself, that is through MCA. But today that responsibility has been slowly shifted to the professionals, and professionals are held responsible and accountable for anything happening between companies and the statutory obligations. So this is same with case of income tax also, and also this is in case of company meetings or company secretary related job also. So that means their roping us professionals are being made accountable for any issues which may be relating to audit or compliances or failure to disclose any norms or all those things. So again, professionals are made responsible or answerable and accountable also, and that may lead to even sometimes cancellation of the membership or some stringent action by the institute themselves. So that is today where the position of professionals are. So since most of you are students and also some of your faculties, so I'll be talking from both the per se, students and as well as the faculties per se. And to start with, the first thing what I want to tell is the history of how this institute started. So the history is it goes back to 1944. So the 1944, when there was a Second World War. So India, I think many of you know the history of India, that we were ruled by Britishers and we were allied to Britishers in war. So even though in order to fight ourselves within the country, right, we told peace, but we supported British in fighting the war. That was a policy of the government at that point of time. Government means party, political parties at that point of time. So we were allies of United Kingdom. So our army was sent to fight for British loyal. And at that point of time, what happened? There were a lot of contracts which were entered into in India, especially defense-related contracts. So at that point of time, the contracts were placed on cost plus profit method. But in order to ascertain the cost, there was no proper methodology which was suggested at that point of time in India. So during those time, there was a recommendation which was made, and that is at that point of time, cost and works accountants body was set up. Okay, I don't call it as a institute, because at that time it was not an institute. It was set up under the Companies Act. So first we initially started cost and works accountants as under the name of Companies Act. So during that Companies Act, that was pre-British era we are talking about, that is pre-independence period during the British era. So at that point of time, there was a Companies Act which was not, I'm not talking about 1956, that is prior to that we had one more Companies Act formed by British government. So we were registered under that as a company, and then we used to provide the services of calculation of cost at the time of vetting the contractors and arriving at what should be the pricing and all those things. Because they wanted to compare the defense equipment, what was to be purchased locally and what can be imported from outside India. So wherever the cost impact was very relevant, they focused more on that, and that's how the institute started developing into the next stage. So once after independence, this cost and works which were there in Company Act got a statutory recognition, because the government thought there is a very much need for that, because that was a time when a lot of economic revolution took place in the form of industrial revolution, and industrial policy resolutions were passed, and 5-year plans were adopted in the government planning structure. So all these things were there, and that led to the development of the Cost and Works Accounting Act as such. So this was in 1959. That was on 28th May. So last month we celebrated our 61st year of incorporation as a that is as a Founders Day was celebrated on 28th of May 1959. So that was a foundation day which we celebrated last month. So we have already completed 61 years of our existence as of now. So during those time, I think most of you are aware of that there was a revolution of public sector units across India. So public sector units were started across India as a part of industrial policy matters. And there it became very important because we adopted the socialistic model. That is, we have both capitalist and socialist, that is mixed economy. But Public sector is a concept of socialistic model where the government controls the industries. So at that point of time, they wanted to have a very clear structure of costing methodologies which needs to be adopted. And so they made the Institute of Cost Accountants of India, statutory body under the Act of Parliament, and they created this body with headquarters in Kolkata. So that is how we started our journey as the Institute of Cost and Works Accountants of India. Today we have around more than 90,000 members across India, and almost around 5.5 lakh students who are appearing for this exam globally. So, and this is about brief about the institute. Coming back to what is this cost accounting, very important subject. You might have studied this subject in your degree, but what is the relevance and the importance of cost is something which you need to understand. Why it's required and what is the basic outline of the costing system which needs to be adopted in every industries and all those things. So if you talk about accounting, falls under three important categories. Okay, one is cost accounting, second one is financial accounting, and the third one is management accounting. So when you talk broadly about the accounting part, this is how the major three classifications of accountings are done. So first one is you start up with cost accounting, then you head towards financial accounting, and lastly you go into management accounting, which is basically MIS and reporting and budgeting and all those things. So what is the relevance of all these three accountings? Very important. See, cost accounting is something which is internal to the organization, which basically focuses on how do you arrive at a price, how do you cost your product, because that is the main thing which is there in competition today. And please remember, this is one area which is very sensitive area and which never goes for disclosure. I mean to say, when I'm saying disclosure not to public. Okay, so you don't relieve your cost statements and all those things to public, and you don't also show how did you arrive at cost of production and how did you do the pricing, everything, because this is something which is a secrecy. So your competitors should not know about how do you price, how do you cost your product. So this is something where the reports will not be shared to public. So, but it will be shared in some cases, especially in public sector units, it will be shared to ministry. So ministry is something which will be taking stock of all these things, but we don't publish this cost record activities and cost sheets and cost audit related details and all in the newspaper or in the website and all those things. We don't put it because it's confidential information, we can call it as. So the competitors and other people should not look into these things. So we have made it very what you call secret type of reporting. So cost accounting reports or cost audit or whatever the costing papers and all those things, whatever is associated with cost and pricing, it's a highly sensitive data to industry. So it never gets shared in any public forum, or it never gets shared even in the annual general body meeting with all the shareholders and stakeholders. It doesn't get shared. Okay. So that is one beauty of costing, and it starts, that is the basic foundation of any organization. So initially, why that works was used in our earlier act, Cost and Works Act means most of the cases during those time, it was related to manufacturing sector. So our industry was more of manufacturing industries. So we were focused only on the manufacturing related activities, and cost became a pivotal role, and it played a major significant role only in manufacturing sector. But slowly after the 1991 reforms which took place, now manufacturing has been pushed to the second spot, and services has taken over this major contribution towards our economic growth. So today, since services has become a relevant factor, our institute our institute name has gone for a change in 2012 November. So today it is not Institute of Cost and Works Accountants of India. The name has been changed to Institute of Cost Accountants of India. So there is no question of works which is there now, because we are not only catering to the manufacturing sector, but our role is very much there in even services sector also today. So costing plays a very important role, whatever the industry you are talking about, be it the insurance sector, be it the finance, banking sector, or be it any capital market structure sector or whatever it is. So role of cost accountants are there today in all the sectors of the economy. So we have modified our definition, and the name change has taken place from 2012 November onwards, and today we are called as Institute of Cost Accountants of India. So we are no more ICAI, we are ICAI. And since it's clashing with the other professional body, Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, so in ministry we call it as ICAI-CMA. That's why I use that word ICAI-CMA, because that's how the ministry classification is done in the Ministry of Finance, because we need to bifurcate between what is ICAI. We can't have two ICAIs. One is already Institute of Chartered Accountants of India is there. So ours is ICAI-CMA, that is Cost and Management Accountancy. So again, seeing the importance of the role of management accountants. Okay, so we don't have any management accounting bodies in India. Institute of Cost Accountants of India is the only body which is even doing the management related activities also. So we have already placed a requisition with the Parliament, Ministry of Parliament. There is already once more we want to go for a name change. So that particular name change proposal is pending in the Parliament, and our name will be further changed to ICMAI, that is Institute of Cost and Management Accountants of India, ICMAI. So that is the new name proposal which is still lying in Parliament. Since it's a statutory body, any amendments or any changes which needs to go into the Act should be done by the both houses of Parliament, that is Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. It should be passed in both houses. So that particular bill is still pending. We don't know when that bill will be taken up on priority. I think in the coming session, winter session or monsoon session, I think definitely the name change will be again changed. So we are expecting for the change. But officially in all our records, it is Cost and Management Accounting itself. What we are carrying, and even to ministry also we have been called as Cost and Management Accountants, but name is still remaining as Institute of Cost Accountants of India. So but till the name change happens in the Parliament, we cannot use that name. So in by next 6 months or something, we may get a new name called ICMAI, so that can bifurcate between ICAI and ICMAI. So that's what we are waiting for. So coming back to the accounting part which I was talking about, that is the importance of costing. Costing plays a very significant role and a very important role, especially in the time of competitiveness. So you might have seen Prime Minister also referring to this cost advantage as one of the factor which can influence India to become a hub for all the business related activities. So if you open your foreign trade policy 2015 to 19, the first and foremost thing what it says in that is India should become a cost competitive hub for all global markets. That's the word they have used. So cost competitiveness comes only when you are able to do two things. One is how do you use your resources? See, costing is one thing which talks about optimum utilization of resources, because the resource constraint is there. I think you people might be aware of theory of constraints in commerce. So theory of constraint talks about how effectively and efficiently use the resources which are available with you. So the Japanese industries are successful because of optimum use of resources. They use resources to the maximum extent with JIT technology, and also with not consuming too much of raw material or finding defects in raw materials. So that's how they are able to use the resources to the optimum level and to manage the ecological balances which are there, which human beings needs to respect and live with the society. So that is in the broader sense, that's what the cost objective is. If you talk about what is the focus point of costing, it is optimum use of resources. So how do we plan and use the resources? See, resources are scarce. You people know about all these things in economics, but today we see that a lot of resources have been wasted. So why do resource gets wasted? Because technology is changing very fast. So whatever you buy and keep as raw material in stores for, let us say, 4 to 5 months, it gets outdated because technology is changing at a very fast rate, and you will not be able to use that technology, that particular raw material, people demand will change. People preferences and tastes are changing at a very fast rate. So accordingly, in order to satisfy consumers and you need to gain consumers, you need to go for a change. The process change happens very fast today. So resource utilization has become a very important key constraint factor for all industries. So how do you make use of that resources? How do you use the resources which are available to you in a better and a highly profitable way? That is called as optimum utilization of resources. So costing helps in taking very important decision of optimum use of resources. Second one is, of course, competitiveness. Today market runs on competitiveness. So today people look into products and services on three important factors. One is cost and price. Second one is, of course, quality. And third one is about emotional attachments. So these are the three important factors which are there on how the people respond in order to buy the products or services they want to utilize. So whether the first point, cost and price, is very important thing. So it says that how to maximize your profit by minimizing the cost. So how do you transfer the benefit of the good quality products by manufacturing at a lesser cost? Because if you see the market today, it's no more cost plus profit is equal to selling price. That is not the concept under which market works. 15 years back, this was a concept. So I still remember 1982 when we were students in schools. We hardly used to see any cars being used by many of our people. So our neighbors and all, if they buy one two-wheeler itself, it used to be a very good, very big talkative issue where we used to talk that this person has bought a two-wheeler. And seeing a car itself was a very difficult task. So when Maruti launched its first Maruti 800 in 1982-83, there was a huge mad rush for that, because it was the first variant car which came for family use. Even though Ambassador, Fiat, Premier, all those cars were there, but most of the cars, Ambassador and all, was used by government servants, and Fiat used to be used by only a few people who were of elite classes at that point of time, and hardly people never thought of buying a car at that point of time. So when Maruti started Maruti 800 in 1982-83, there was a mad rush for buying that car. So we still remember days, during those days, in order to buy a two-wheeler, you need to book the two-wheeler and wait for 6 to 8 months. Because that was the delivery period time which we used to invest in order to own a scooter. That to Bajaj or Lambretta or whatever the scooter make was that at that point of time. This was a situation. And if anyone wants to gift a scooter or something to his son-in-law or something on the occasion of marriage, then they used to go and exchange their coupon with the other person who had a date which was nearby to the marriage, and they used to exchange that. So that was, and used to charge extra for that exchange also. So that was the situation, and today that is entirely different. If you have money, just book it online, you get a scooter in next half an hour delivered at your place. So today things are different. Today market is different. So monopoly is something which is only there in textbook today. So there is no concept called as monopoly. And today our concept is more of, we have changed, we have diversified into various areas. So I think the costing aspect has also undergone for a change. So today, if you want to be competitive in market, there is nothing called as cost plus profit is equal to selling price. Because those were the days when people used to enjoy monopoly rights. So whatever the manufacturing cost is there and whatever they used to add profit, that used to become a selling price. So you did not have any alternatives. You did not have any competitors to buy that product from someone else. So Maruti 800, Maruti only was there. There was no Hyundai, there was no Tata, there was no other people who were doing this mini cars and all those things. So Maruti means you need to go to only Maruti, you need to buy that car only, because they were the monopolistic leader at that point of time. So during those times, cost plus profit is equal to selling price worked out. But today, cost plus selling price is not the concept which is running the market. So the same formula has undergone for a change today. It is selling price minus cost is equal to profit. So that is the same formula has undergone for a little bit of change, and how the market looks into has undergone for a change. So cost plus profit has been changed into selling price minus profit is equal to cost. So that makes the relevance and importance of how the profit is today. So selling price is not fixed by the companies today. Selling price is fixed by market today. People are very smart. They know, they compare the products. Let us say take example of few people only. So before you buy today product, you go to all the networking sites. So you go to Amazon, you go to Flipkart, and you go to Alibaba, and all those sites. We'll not call Alibaba because it's a Chinese product. Chinese site will not call that Alibaba now. So you go to all these sites and try to first do some little bit of survey and find out which model, what is the price. Then you go to the market and you inquire. See, you have become consumer has become very knowledgeable today. So he does all this type of market analysis before he goes to the market, because he has various opportunities, opportunities are available with him today. So when he goes to the market and when he finds that price, and then he starts comparing with alternative prices which are available in the different forums, like websites, or through online shopping stores, or e-commerce sites, or through various stores located nearby his place, or with the malls. See, there are a number of ways where he can compare it, and finally he orders from there where he gets that same product at a lesser price. So that means today consumers decide the selling price. It's not the company which decides the selling price like olden days. So the same concept is selling price minus cost is equal to profit. So if you want to remain competitive in business, if you want to make profit in business, then it is important that you first know what is the selling price. You fix the selling price. So how do you fix the selling price? Work backwards. So that is called as target costing. So target costing talks about, first you need to find what should be the price depending upon what the market expects. Do a consumer survey. So before starting your business, these are the things what you need to do. So you need to go to the market, see who are the competitors, what is the expectation of the consumer, what is the price they are ready to offer, then work backwards. Working backward is nothing but costing. So what type of technology you should use, and what type of skills you need to possess, and what type of product you need to manufacture. See, these are the technology, skills, R&Ds, all those things works out to cost. So now costing plays a very important role. So you need to go back, look at it, then work out what should be the selling price. So selling price, if it is 100, what the market expects that your product demands 100 rupees selling price. That means I know 100 is the selling price. Then what should be my cost? I need to work it backwards now. So if you work a cost at 80 rupees, then you make 20 rupees profit. If you make a cost at 60 rupees, you will get 40 rupees profit. Or if you work out your cost to be 90 rupees, then you will get only 10 rupees profit. So it depends on how do you cost. So costing has become a very, very, very important and crucial area today in this competitive world. And you can see how the prices vary from shop to shop next door itself. So you can see this, how the sensitive thing of costing is working out. So cost accounting plays a very important role in decision making today, especially in terms of two factors, what I told. One is it is utilization of resources to the optimum level, and second one is fixing the price. So fixing the price is a very important objective, because that is how the market drives today. So price is dictated by market. My option is only if I want to survive in business, or if I want to make more profit. The only option left to me is I need to bring down the cost. So how do I bring down the cost? That is nothing but cost accounting. So that is the subject of cost accounting, is all about how do I minimize my cost. So what are the areas which I need to look into, and how do I remove that particular area. So costing is one subject which involves not only accounting, it involves even engineering also. So this is a subject which works closely with engineering, because we need to know about the production technology and R&D related things, and also industrial activities which are taking place. That is basically industrial layout, industrial setup, maintenance, various types of maintenance, and all those things. So we work closely with the scientific model also. So coming back to the next part, which is financial accounting. Financial accounting is nothing, it's a post-mortem job. you get inputs from cost accounting, and you are just following the statutory guidelines which has been given under Ind AS, or in case of other things, it is an accounting standards, we can call it as. So whether you are maintaining your books of account as per the standards or not, whether you are treating all the expenses, income according to the standards or not. So there is a standard, and you need to advise saying that this is how you need to recognize this revenue in your books. This is how you need to recognize your expenses in this book, or this is how you need to make the accounting entries in your books of account. See, that is the role of financial accounting. Financial accounting is only a post-mortem job. You get the inputs from various cost accounting records and all those things. You look into invoice, you look into vouchers, you need look into all the various receipts and all those things. You just record the transaction in the books, and you prepare the balance sheet and profit and loss account. So it's a statutory obligation. That's it. Financial accounting is nothing bigger than, it's only a statutory requirement, wherein the statutory requirements have been told under various standards. So there are standards which says, and also there are accounting principles which has been given. So, and you need to follow that accounting principle, and you need to follow that standard, and accordingly prepare balance sheet and loss account. So your job is done. So there is nothing called as you should go back and look into how to fix a cost for a product. Nothing is there. It's just collecting inputs in the various forms, in the documentary form, and posting it into the system and preparing various accounts, profit and loss account, balance sheet, and all those things, and giving that report to the statutory authorities, getting it audited and in this one. That's why financial accounting is a public document. So there is nothing to hide here, because costing profit and loss account is different. Financial profit and loss account is different. And financial profit and loss account is prepared by looking into various documents like invoice, vouchers, bills, receipts, all those things are there. So you accordingly, according to the standard, you prepare that and you show it. But you don't show there what is your selling price, how did you arrive at selling price. So that details you are not showing. You are selling only sales, by sales so much. That includes even your profit part also. But you don't tell how much was the cost associated with that. Because costing, working out of costing is not visible in the selling price, whatever you are telling. So you follow the standards and you accordingly report those things. So that's why it's a public document. Anyone can see your profit and loss account. Anyone can see your balance sheet. Anyone can see your cash flow statement, fund flow. All these things are visible. It's a document which is made available to public. So this will be distributed in the annual general body meeting in the annual accounts form. So they print these accounts and they will distribute. Some companies, quarterly results also will be shown in the newspaper and all those things. You get even the quarterly results of the companies. So financial accounting is only a statutory obligation. So it is nothing to do with pricing. It is nothing to do with costing. But the next important part, management accounting. Again, this is an internal thing. So management accounting is something which helps the top level management to take decision, vital decision at the right point of time. What is this decision making point which is there in management accounting? Management accounting basically looks into where the company is positioned today. So what will be the business dynamics which will be changing in the coming months? What action needs to be taken? So how the reports needs to be interpreted in order to take vital decision. Whether I need to go for merger. If there is any option for merger, can I go for merger? Or is there any option for takeover? Or is it right time for exiting from the business? Or is there any option for expanding this business globally? See, these are the important decision-making points which are there in the top level management. So management accounting data basically gives inputs to top level management to take vital decision in order to go for either expansion, or in order to go for closure, or in order to take decision of merger or global expansion or opening branches across globe. See, these are the various important inputs which needs to be given to the top management, and that will be done by management accountants. So management accountant role is very critical because it works at the top level. Costing inputs are very important because it works at the root level. So the role of cost and management accountants are, we focus on costing and we focus on management accounting. So our role is more of internal to the organization. So that's why we don't come into the main limelight. So many people start comparing our institute with other professional bodies. See, it's highly incomparable. You cannot compare the institutes, two institutes, because we have a different focus area under which we operate, and they operate on a different focus area. They operate more on financial accounting aspects. They don't work on costing and financial management accounting. Their role is only on financial accounting, taxation areas. So the role of us is very much there with the progress and development of the organization. We work closely with them. We take help in providing necessary information, time to time information, to help the industry to grow in a better way, to expand the industry in a better way. So that is where the role fixes. So I think now you are a little bit of aware of what is cost accounting profession, what is management accounting profession, and what is financial accounting profession. So that is the foremost thing what you need to remember. So coming back to our vision statement, our institute vision is very important, very strong vision we have. So the Institute of Cost Accountants of India would be the preferred source of resources and professionals, financial leadership of enterprise globally. So this is our strong vision what we have. Today, we are the largest cost and management accounting body in Asia and second largest in the world. So Institute of Cost Accountants of India is the second largest professional body in the world in the area of cost and management accounting. And in Asia, we are the largest body. So there are a lot of other bodies which are there in Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and all those countries. But we are the largest body in terms of giving advice, in terms of being partnering with various international bodies and all. So we are occupying that very significant and important place in business today. So that is our strong vision statement. What we have, resources and professionals. They have told about two important points there. So that is what we are capable of building it, and we are doing it today. Then the mission statement. The CMA profession would ethically drive. So ethics are very important part in costing, because a lot of sensitive and sensitive informations are there, which we should not leak it to the public or to the competitors as such. So that's why we are bound by ethical principles and ethical values, and drive enterprise globally by creating value to stakeholders. We add value, because see, many times when we go for cost audit, right? So just cost audit is not taken as a procedure for seeing whether the whatever the record rules are there, whether it is followed or not. Our role doesn't end there. We give some value added services also, apart from just looking into the cost records. We say that give suggestions like how to improve the situation, or how to reduce the cost, or to find various areas of how to diversify your business and make use of the optimum resources. See, those are the advices which comes. It's not just like checking the books of account, comparing your cost sheets and all those things. See, that is not the only role of a cost accountant. So we give value-added services also. That's very important. We do a lot of interpretation and analysis on the company's data, cost data, and try to give them valuable suggestions so that they become competitive in the global market. So stakeholders in the socio-economic context through competencies drawn from integration of strategy, management, and accounting. So these are the three important words what they've used: strategy, management, and accounting. So that is a strong mission plan what has been given by our institute to all the members, professional members. So we need to abide by that. Even for students also, students of this course also should abide by these things. So that is our vision and mission. So objective, I'll just not talk about too much of that, because I've already explained you what is the major objectives. So ethics is one thing which has been highlighted in our objectives, and also we work closely with industries. That's where our core strength lies actually. So upliftment of industries to make them competitive is our major goal, or major strength for us. So our efforts and our profession stands by uplifting the industries to move towards the next level of growth. So that is the finally what the objectives, overall objectives of the companies. Apart from that, we do also seminars and conferences. We do a lot of in-house and also global associations, and we associate with a lot of industrial bodies like ASSOCHAM, or Federation of Chamber of Commerce and Industries, or PhDs, And like this, there are various industrial forums which are located across India and also outside India. So we as a professional body, our role is very important in having a close relationship with various industries. So we try to organize a lot of seminars and conferences relating to the key issues or challenges which are faced by industries during various phase time. Why I'm highlighting this point means, see, the outcome of these seminars and conference, whatever the outcomes are there, right, that will be shared with the respective ministry. So we have given a lot of proposal to the ministry on how to bring changes, how to make efforts in order to address the issues, various issues and all those things. Recently, in order to just make you understand, we are organizing something called as MSME Help Desk. Micro, small and medium entrepreneurs help desk has been launched across all the chapters in India. So the ultimate objectives of this is to just help the MSME sectors, which is badly hit due to this COVID-19, right? So we are giving necessary assistance to them in the form of various support initiatives, like taking that ministry schemes to them, educating them on how to increase the productivity and reduce the cost during this COVID-19, and what are the challenges faced by them in marketing or in getting their products marketed to various parts, and basically about the financial things. So which is a major constraint for all the MSMEs, especially managing the working capital. So we even give advices on such things also. So that is about the seminars and conference. And of course, we have our own research and publication wing, where we are coming out with various journals and bulletins and research paper publication things and all. So this is in order to help the industry and also the professionals and also the students, and also for various university people to understand, to know what is important in that research and how the research carried on, and to give data from the industry directly to the people, so that they make use of the data in order to do a lot of other additional researches and find out the outcome plans. So that is what we do it. And then coming back to some of the quotes which are given by our important people, Sri Lal Bahadur Shastri, the former Prime Minister of India, had told, without cost accountancy, one works rather a vague, undefined way without knowing what an industry exactly stands. But in case when there are cost accountant, correct assessment of its proper growth and working can easily be made. So he has told about the importance and significance of cost accountant, where the role plays. So similarly, we have Morarji Desai, who is also a former Prime Minister of India. He had made a statement: no management can succeed unless it is a very cost conscious. As cost accountants, you have a wide field. Cost accountancy is not audit as such, nor it is ordinary accountancy, that is looking into what money is spent and how it is spent. See, this is a very beautiful statement what Mr. Morarji Desai has made. So he has told that it's not a simple accounting what you can use. As I told you, accounting is just according to standards. You prepare the balance sheet profit. That is accounting. Look at the documentation, look at the invoice, look at the voucher. You make the entry according to the principles of accounting. So we are not doing that type of job. We are basically getting involved with various departments and trying to find out where are the possibilities to reduce cost, where are the possibilities to control cost. See, that is the role of a cost accountant. We basically work in hand with various departments of the industry in order to see that the company becomes more competitive in the global arena. So that is very important statement. And of course, our beloved past president, APJ Abdul Kalam, has made one beautiful remarks about our cost accounting profession. If we have to succeed in the globalized world, we have to enlarge the scope of cost audit to cover all aspects of manufacturing and service sector activities, including healthcare and education. See, today, healthcare and education, I think most of you know that it is no more a service. It has become a commercial business today. So whatever it was called as hospitality, the word from where hospital came out. So totally, completely today it is not there in real sense. So hospital has become a place where it has become a hub for profit making things and all. So charity and services are not found in hospitality industries today. Even in the case of education also, I think most of us have seen and also experienced all these things. So Abdul Kalam had recommended that even costing needs to be implemented in healthcare and education sector also. See his vision. Okay, this was a statement what he made in 2012. So see the vision of his, what he was talking about and how relevant today it is. Because this is where we need to focus more on, because we don't follow this operating costing. I think most of you who teach costing may be aware of what is operating costing. It's nothing but service costing. So how do you cost your transportation vehicle? How do you cost your hotel industry, restaurants and all? How do you cost your education institutions? All these things, right? So there is something called as operating costing. But how many know about operating costing? How many of you follow that operating costing when you are fixing the fees of a student? So today fees is, it has become a very chaotic issue, I think so, because you are seeing every day in news channel how the parents and the government is interfering in the colleges and schools in their academic year fixation of price and fees and all. See, there is no logic behind how they are fixing the price, but there is an operating costing which says the guideline, which gives the guidelines as to how to arrive at a price, how to fix fees for school children, how to fix charges for patients in hospitals. So there is a methodology. There is a methodology which we study only in books, but it's not getting implemented into education institution and healthcare. So we have given a lot of representation. We have told, but somewhere government is not keen, because I think you know that most of the hospitals and colleges are run by government people only. That is, I'm talking about ministers. So most of them have their colleges and hospitals as their business. So they are not keen in coming back and doing all these things. But we had a very good initiative. Our government had asked us to give our suggestion and opinions on fixing of prices in government hospital, especially for various services like X-ray, scanning and all those things. So there was an initiative which was pushed by the government. So where we gave some few suggestions about costing which can be done in hospital industries. So that also we have given suggestions. So this is one important area what Abdul Kalam had highlighted upon. And coming back to Pranab Mukherjee, the former president of India, we are today where today's accountants, particularly the management accountants, not only has to capture the financial transaction, but also has measures, analyze, interpret, and disclose the corporate economy in a holistic framework, creating the cost aspect, and which is most important today's economic structure. See, this is the relevance and importance what he has talked about. So he has talked about both costing as well as management accounting in his speech. So this is a very important deliberation what he made in one of the international forum. And this is how he told that cost and management accounting is more relevant in the economic structure. And of course, our President of India, Sri Ramnath Kovind, he told that cost accountant should also help in improving processes and systems to reduce avoidable cost and make each rupee that is invested go that much further. It is for cost accountant to help fight the aberration of cost gold plating that may sometimes appear on our business landscape. So this is purely a strongest way of expressing the importance of cost accounting, what the president has given in his speech. I was also present in that particular speech in New Delhi when he made this particular comment. This is a very important speech what he gave, and he deliberated for more than half an hour, and he talked about various areas where we can look for and try to help the government in taking India to the next level. So these are the strong messages which we have received from the past government top officials, and this is what it was told. Then coming back to the institute today has a very good rapport and is also a founder member of various international bodies. So one is International Federation of Accountants, called as IFA. IFAC is one of the top professional body which forms rules and regulations for various financial accountants across the globe. So they are the people who are working close to the global financial accounting bodies so that they suggest and recommend various aspects where universally we follow a single system of transactions of how to record, how to keep, and how to deliver. Then Confederation of Asia and Pacific Accountants, so we are founder members of that also. And SAFA, South Asian Federation of Accountants, so we are the leading member of that particular, and last year our own institute member was the president of that SAFA. So he was heading that particular thing, and they bring common practices and common disclosure norms and how it should be practiced in the South Asian continents. So that is what that particular SAFA body used to do. And it's also a member of National Foundation of Corporate Governance. So corporate governance, I think you might be aware of the role of a governing model in corporates, especially in terms of public sector, where the CVC, Central Vigilance Commissioner, is keenly looking at this and how to address and all those things. So I think this is where our roles are. Even in international bodies also, we are part of that and we are working on that. Then to talk about our institute, we have 4 regional offices, one in Calcutta, another in Chennai, and third one in Mumbai, and fourth one in Delhi. So these are the 4 regional offices which are there, and have 105 chapters in India. So chapters are there across all the major cities of India and also in the tier 2 cities of India. So as I was telling, Bangalore is one of the chapters, the oldest chapters of India. And we in Bangalore, it was incorporated in 1964. So that is the time when we started our chapter in Bangalore, and it's oldest chapter of India. Then 10 overseas chapters are also there. So exams are conducted across the globe. So we have 10 overseas chapters, including in Canada and US and also in other parts of the world. And one center of excellence is there in Hyderabad. So center of excellence is a place where they train professionals, not only from the institute members, but also from other professional, other departments of government and other companies and all those things. So it's a building which has come up especially to meet the professional needs of the various organizations. So that is one excellence center that is presently located in Hyderabad now. Then more than 50 CMA support centers are there. So the role of support center is to reach this course or reach the institute, whatever the institute vision is there, to even colleges which are beyond reachable in chapters and regional levels. So there are a lot of places in India where you cannot host a chapter, because chapter to be hosted, you need to have at least 20 practicing 20 professional members in that particular area. We see that a lot of places like Hubli and all those things, we don't have so many professional members who are there. So, and at that point of time, any colleges can take the initiative of starting these support centers, and they will be running our course, and also they will be running various institution related activities also in their particular colleges. So that is about our things. And admission, coming back to admission, especially to the students. Okay, so we have 3 levels of examination which will be conducted. One is foundation level, second is intermediate level, and the third is professional level. So before going to this, I just want to touch upon what is the difference between an academic and a professionals. So many times we see that we have done MBA, why to do this professional degree? What is the need of professional degree? Even MBA is also recognized from UGC, and it's also recognized by Ministry of HRD and all those things. What is the need of doing this professional course? See, one of the major difference between a profession and an academics is, academics, you don't get your certifying rights. You cannot certify on documents. You cannot put your seal and signature, even though you might have done PhD, MBA, or whatever it is. So if tomorrow someone brings you income tax related filing, or if they bring some balance sheet or profit and loss account or something for certification purpose, you cannot put a seal and signature. You don't have a membership. You are not statutorily bound to do it. But professionals are those who can affix. If you are a practicing professional, right, then you have been given a right under the act itself where you can certify those documents. So your name and signature and your registration membership number, right? It has a lot of value in market. So they insist that go and get the certificate from qualified accountants, they'll tell you. So even though it's whatever you have done is correct and it's true to your knowledge that you have disclosed everything, but still they insist that you go and get a certificate from this person, or you get it certified by qualified accountants or company secretaries or something like that, they'll tell you. So why they are telling? Because that is the beauty of profession. Profession gives you some rights, and these rights are eternal. Eternal, when I'm saying, is it can be you can use this right until my last breath. Okay, so there is no age limit to take back this right, unless and until if you get involved in some fraudulent activities or something like that, where they can cancel your membership. Okay, but this right, whatever is there, right, it continues with you till the last breath. So I can certify the balance sheet even in my hospital also. If I'm in hospital admitted, and I can do the certification there also. So no one restricts me to take back these rights. So that is the beauty of this particular professional degree, what you get, and it takes care of you for entire life. So you can add in this designation of CMA in front of your name. So you cannot add MBA in front of your name. Okay, you can only put it after your name, but not MBA in front of your name, or BCom cannot be put in front of your name, BBM like that. No, you cannot add those things in front of your name. But the professional degrees, you can add those things in front of your name. It can be prefixed. You can prefix to your name with the qualification. So I have put CMA and Ravindranath Kaushik. So CMA is my designation, just like how doctors use doctors and all those things. So that is the beauty of profession. You get recognized in the market as a different person altogether. So that is the beauty of having this professional degree. So coming back to the stages, you have 3 stages. So those who have not completed their graduation yet, they can register and pass the foundation examination first. So foundation examination eligibility is class 10. If you have passed 10th, you can register but not write the exams. You cannot write the exams. Or if you are already passed your second pre-university college exam, you are directly eligible to write the foundation course. But is foundation course mandatory for all? No, if you have already passed the examination of other professional bodies, like if you have completed no, this foundation I'm talking about, sorry. So foundation, yes, +2 is the minimum requirement, but after 10th also you can join. Okay, but you will not be eligible to write examination unless you appear for your second pre-university examination. Okay, this is one thing. So even those who are waiting for results can also apply for provisional admission. Then intermediate level is once you pass foundation level, you qualify for intermediate level. So that is only for those people who have not yet completed their degrees. So if you have already completed your degree, then you are directly eligible to register for intermediate course. No need for you to write foundation there. You are exempted from foundation. Foundation is only for those who have not completed their degree, but they have completed their pre-university college, PUC. So, but who can appear for intermediate? That is the first condition. Second condition is those who have already passed foundation course of Company Secretary Institute. So there also they have a professional foundation course for +2 pass. If you have passed that, after passing your PUC, you took Company Secretary course, and there you passed your foundation course exam in Company Secretary. So if you have passed that, no need to again appear for Institute of Cost Accounting foundation course. You can directly enroll for intermediate, even though you are studying in degree. But in case of a chartered accountancy course, they have told you should have passed their IPC level, intermediate level, not the foundation CPT level. So CPT is not considered here as a foundation course. So you need to pass your intermediate level, that is IPCC. So if you have passed your IPCC, that is 2 groups of your intermediate level, then you will be eligible for intermediate course level for our institute. So let us say you have taken CPT after your PUC and you completed that, and also you completed your IPCC, but you are stuck in final now. So can I register for my intermediate in CMA? Yes, you are eligible to register. But if you have completed CPT, can I register for CMA? No, you cannot register for CMA if you have completed your CPT. Again, you need to go by foundation exams and then go to intermediate. Then, so there are other exams also which are there, but here they don't exempt you from intermediate level. So you get lot of exemption. So if you have done MBA, if you have done your MCom, all those things, right? You get a lot of exemption from papers from intermediate course, and that is available in the website of our institute. You can just go there and you can see it. Then last one is about final course. Those people who have completed only intermediate course are eligible for final course. So there is no shortcut for getting into final course. So you should pass intermediate course of the institute in order to get eligible for final course. So totally there will be 8, that is 12 plus 8, 20 papers. Okay. So if you are coming by route of foundation, intermediate and final, you need to write 20 papers. If you are directly coming from intermediate stage, you need to appear for 16 papers. So that is the examination pattern. Okay. Trainings to student, there are various trainings which the institute gives. One is intermediate level training. You have computer training of 100 hours, compulsory 100 hours computer training is there. So which covers lot of aspects of Tally and related softwares. And this will be given at various training centers spread across various chapters. So you need to enroll there and you can complete the training part also. So this is part of your intermediate level. So if you don't complete this training, you will not be eligible to write the exams. Then communication and soft skill training is also there. It is more of a 3 days orientation program which will be conducted at various chapters. So you need to undergo the training for 3 full days on, and this is also very important. If you don't attend, then you will not be eligible to write the exam. So these are mandatory courses which have been recommended for students of the intermediate level. For final level, there is a compulsory industry-oriented training. That is, once you pass your final exam, 7 days of orientation program will be conducted in various parts. You need to attend that in order to become a qualified cost accountant. Then this is a new change which has taken place. Earlier it was 6 months. Now it has been made 15 months practical training. Just like how chartered accountants made 3 years of articles compulsory, right? Here also there is a 15 months training program which is mandatory for all the final year students. Final year students I'm talking about. So once you enroll for final years, you need to undergo 15 months of training program on costing. So you need to get into an assistant mode, just like how you do articleship, right? So you also need to get into articleship with cost accountants who are into practice. So webinars, there are a lot of webinars which are there, and not because of COVID we are doing. Before COVID also we are doing these webinars. So you can, if you go log into the institute website, you can see the various webinars programs which are conducted. So it is conducted for professionals and students separately. So professionals have different webinars and students have different webinars. So various topics, professionals especially the latest topics of where the importance lies. Example like a lot of circulars have been issued by government from time to time. A lot of this has taken place over a period of time, and a lot of MCA notifications are coming, income tax notifications are coming. So in order to update our professional colleagues about the latest changes, webinars are conducted, and this is across the globe. People will be entering. So it's not that only the professionals will be eligible to enter, but wherever it is only for members, you need to put your membership number and you need to attend. It will bar for other people. But students webinar, yes, students webinar can be attended by most of the people. So that is today most of the classes are done through webinars. So because of this COVID, regular classes are not happening. So that those part of the classes are also done through webinars in order to upgrade school students. One important thing, what I want to tell, the way of examination is different here. So it's not just like your academic examination. Syllabus will undergo for change every 6 months. That is one exam to another exam. You will see a lot of syllabus going for a change. So we are more focusing on what is the industry requirement. So professional exams are, if I want tomorrow to be called myself as a professional, I should be updated with whatever the latest changes are taking place. So in order to make sure that the professionals have been upgraded and upgraded with the latest changes which is taking place. What they do is they will be reviewing the syllabus every 6 months, because the exams happens every 6 months. So once in December and once in June, that is where the exams happen. But this time there is a little bit of delay in exams. Instead of June, the exams are happening on 20th of July because of COVID related issues. So normally exams will happen on either June or in the month of December. So this is across globe. Okay. So one examination will happen on the same day across the globe. So it will be either in June or December. So, and one more important thing, what you need to understand about professional courses compared to your academic is, so one subject, if you fail, you need to write exams in all the subject again. So there is nothing called as you can just whichever you have passed, you should not write it in the next attempt and all. So provided only if you have got scored more than 60. So you have an option there. Okay, it's not mandatory, it's an option where if you are willing to carry forward your subject which you have scored more than 60, you can carry forward. Or if you want to write the exams on the same, you can again write the exam. So it is left to you. So that is very important. So if you fail in one subject or if you don't get aggregate, so 4 subjects, you need to get aggregate 200 marks. 40 is the passing mark. You need to get 200. You need to score 200. So 200 means at least 50% you should have in order to pass these exams. So if you have taken 45, 40, 48, 43 and you score somewhere around 194 or 195, still you fail because your aggregate in the 4 subject is not 200. Even though you have passed in all the 4 subjects, scored more than 40, but since your aggregate is less than 200, you still fail. That means you need to write all the 4 paper in your next attempt again. So only if you have scored more than 60, that you can carry forward. That is your option which they given. It's not that no need to write that exam. If you want to exercise your option, exercise the option and don't write that exam. If you don't exercise, the option gets it cannot be carried forward. You need to write all the 4 papers again. So this is one thing which is there apart from your academic exams, which are different exams here. And exams are conducted across the globe. So why result percentage are less? Sir, we have seen from various sources that result percentage are very less in professional exams. The result percentage is less not because of tough exams. There is nothing called as tough. Because if you see the syllabus, whatever the subjects you have been taught in colleges, right? It's the same subjects which are there in the syllabus also. There is nothing called as extra thing which is there here. Okay, so accounting, it is same accounting. Costing, it is same costing. Whatever you are learning, taxation, whatever you are learning in college, it's the same taxation. Only thing is the concept will be tested based on your core competency knowledge. So whether how far you have understood the subject to the corest strength, that is very important. So many times we don't, how we prepare for exam is we just go back to the 5 years question paper, we see which are the important questions and accordingly we will prepare. Here, such type of things will not work out because you don't know, you cannot be selective in your approach. You cannot choose your subjects to read on a selective basis. Think opening up last 5 years question paper of a professional institute, and if you prepare according to that, definitely you will not be able to score good marks because that is not the criteria under which a question paper will be set here. So it's a professional exam. The correction pattern itself is different. Setting of question paper is also different. The level of knowledge, what they expect is also something different here. So if you are good in core competencies, that is, if you are good in understanding the subject to the corest extent, then it's easy for you to pass this or crack these exams. Or if you are not so good in understanding the core concept of the syllabus, then it's very difficult for you because the final exams is fully driven on case-based analysis. So questions will be set based on cases. So various cases will be there, live examples will be there, based on that questions will be asked. So it is just like not the academic exams where you refer some last 5 years or 6 years question paper, you know what the 7th year question paper, which are the main questions, which is where questions are coming for 5 marks, 15 marks. You can easily predict that. But here such type of prediction doesn't happen. And also you cannot be selective reading here. You don't know from which part of your syllabus they will be picking main questions and all. So that is an entirely different pattern which you need to get accustomed. So since student doesn't follow all these things, they still write the exams thinking in that they are writing degree exams or some academic exam, they will not be able to score good marks here. So if you understand that, then I think you can also crack it. There is nothing, when I'm saying 75,000 people have passed, definitely you people also can be part of that. Please remove that blockage from mind that professional exams are tough. No, it's not tough. It's only the way we prepare for and the approach what we are supposed to follow, right? That we need to change. That's it. So if you understand that and if you change your approach, definitely you can also clear the exams. Then the Student Connect initiative, there are a lot of Student Connect initiative which the institute has launched. One is e-class library, which has been there, where we see all the recorded webinars and all the recorded videos of various faculties across India and across globe addressing the students on various current topics. So that you can make use of. MCQs are there, MCQs on various intermediate and final question papers. So in order to test yourself, where do you stand in that particular syllabus, you can make use of that MCQ. And e-library is also there. So there is a separate access user ID password which will be given to you, and you can access various materials which are there of international standards, especially in cost management and those things. Then placement, yes, we have a very good track record of placements, and placements are conducted across several centers. So we have the main placement happening at our headquarters in Kolkata, and we have a lot of placement initiatives taken from the respective chapters also. So when I was a chairman, we had a very good placement initiative which we drew in Bangalore itself, where BEML took around 14 freshly qualified cost accountant. That is, those who passed the exams right in the month of I think June 2018, I think so. So when I was in 18-19, I was a chairman. So June 2018, those who passed, right, BEML took around 12 management trainees, and they were able to absorb them at 8.5 lakh CTC. So without any experience, they were all freshers. They came out of just not even college. They did not pass even college degree also, since they opted for foundation exam, and through that route they passed the exam. So BEML took as management trainees at 7.5 lakh CTC. So and Wipro also came. Wipro also took some people. Bosch had come. Bosch had also, see, a lot of companies come for placement. In the center, this is what the result was. So you can see the highest CTC per annum paid for a qualified, freshly qualified, okay, without any more experience. He got 19 lakhs. So this was one female. That was from Bangalore also. One female got this, and she was placed in ITC for 19 lakhs. You imagine 19 lakhs for just a 21-year-old person who has come out just passing this exam, getting 19 lakhs means where the profession stands. So average CTC was around 7.5 lakhs. This is what the industry offers today. This is for fully qualified cost accountants. So even if you pass the intermediate stage also, there is a very good placement opportunities which are there for students. So intermediate level pass students can be absorbed in middle level management categories. So today we see in Bangalore around 5.5 lakhs to 7 lakhs, depending upon their skill sets. Okay, they will be absorbed at this mid-level management. So BEML is taking, HAL is taking, Bosch is taking, and Capgemini is taking. So a lot of companies are there. Even GNPAC is also taking a lot of cost accountants, especially in those areas. And even KPMG, all these people are also hiring intermediate past cost accountants and also final past cost accountants. So this is, if you want to know about our placement thing and all, you can log into this link, whatever it is getting displayed there. So there you have various reports and information stored of our previous placement and what are the forthcoming placement opportunities which are available, which are the companies coming in for placement and all those things. So you can just refer to this link in our website, and you can see where whatever the placement and training programs what the institute has launched in the coming years. Coming back to the profession, there is a tremendous shift in the professional approach what our institute has gone for. So our role as a cost accountant has now gone for huge scope. So especially after this 2013 Companies Act, new Companies Act which has come in, so our profession has gone for a huge transformation. That means we have been recognized in various other roles today. So except for tax audit, we are there in all. So tax audit, income tax, still we are waiting for that the new bill which is pending in the parliament on direct tax code DTC. So we are awaiting for the proposal there, and if the definition of accountants gets changed in that, then we can also get into tax audit. So tax audit is only one specialized area which is not there with us as of now. There was certain reason for why our name was not there. So I will not get into all those things, but seeing at the current trend or current scope where the cost accountants are involved, you can see the various roles. So first one is RVO, that is registered valuers. So I think you people may be aware of, there is a compulsory valuation thing which should happen for all companies which are going for any new issue of shares and all those things. So valuation has been made mandatory according to Companies Act now for all companies. So ICAI RVO is there, where we conduct various online valuation related programs, courses and all those things. And this is only for professional members. So here valuers can be, I think if you go to the qualification of who are the person who can become valuers, there they have put some criteria. And I think you need to see that criteria. Professional members are directly eligible, but apart from professional members, even MBA graduates and law graduates, all those people are also eligible. Only thing is you need to look into the criteria. I think 10 years of post-qualification experience, something they are looking for, and you need to verify what is the eligibility criteria and then apply for RVA course. Then IPA is there. IPA is Insolvency Professional Agency. So I think you people might be aware of IBC 2016, Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code, which was issued in 2016, which talks about the various procedures to be followed in case of going for insolvency in the coming years. So 2016 was the IPC code was passed, and immediately now people are in order to become an insolvency professional, you need to qualify certain exams which are being conducted by IBBI, that is Insolvency Bankruptcy Board of India is there. So no more the old BIFR and all those things have been vanished now. So their role is not there. So in case of companies, if it is going for bankruptcy, now the bankruptcy procedure needs to be handled by IBC. So IBC will recommend who are the people, that is called as, they are called as insolvency professionals. So insolvency professionals are those professionals who have been trained or who have been qualified to do only insolvency proceedings. Okay, so they are the people who will take over the control of your company and they will initiate the insolvency proceedings. So who are those people? How to get enrolled to that? That means you should be a qualified professional, and also advocate. Lawyer also can become IPA, Insolvency Professional Agency, and they are the people who will be doing that. So that examination and training, all those things is done by our institute. Then we have Cost Accounting Standard Board, very important standard. Just like you have Ind AS, we have cost standards also. So many of you are not aware of this, but if you go to the website of our institute, we can see what are the various cost accounting standards which is recommended to be followed by various industries which follow under cost audit rules. So there are 24 cost accounting standards which have been issued, and there are generally accepted accounting principles also which are there, and 13 guidelines notes and CAS and other things are also been issued by our institute. So this is very important. Just like how you follow Ind AS and prepare your financial accounts, you need to use this cost accounting standard and prepare cost audits. So cost audits and cost records and all should be kept according to this. Then we have Cost Auditing and Assurance Standard Board. So this is basically on auditing and assurance. So you can see there are 4 standards have been approved by the government already, central government. So these are the standards: 101, 102, 103, and 104. I'll not get into details of this because this is not required for you. Just I'm giving a broad picture of what all things are there for professionals, because most of you have not seen what is a cost statement or cost sheet. So you are still using the old cost sheet format which is there in your syllabus. See, that is not the cost sheet what has been recommended by our institute. Institute has its own cost sheet. So tomorrow if you go to industry, you will be surprised to see what is this cost sheet. We have not seen in our syllabus. We have studied costing for 2 years, but we never came across the cost sheet. So many of them have found the difficulty of understanding what is a cost sheet, because we are not inculcating this in our syllabus. This is exactly what I want to highlight upon. when there is a professional body and when there is a cost sheet and cost statements and cost record rules which has been told, this has not been utilized by our universities. Our university syllabus doesn't contain all these things. So we need to make sure that cost statement, whenever we are talking about, that should be as per the guidelines given by the professional body. So you cannot use the cost sheet which is somewhere 15 years back, which was given and all those things. So I think that is one thing which we need to just focus on. Madam, hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think,
Yes, actually some scratching problems are happening there. So
uh-huh.
I just wanted to,
Yeah, I'll put it.
yes, sir, you can now. You can now, sir.
Yeah.
Sure, sir. Now you can go
Madam,
ahead, sir.
Madam. Yeah, so that is about cost auditing and assurance standards. So we need to make sure from the we have already given a representation to university and UGC and all those people saying that whenever you want to bring changes, you need to adopt to the standards, whatever has been told. Just like how we are adopting Ind AS in your curriculum, even cost standards should also be introduced in various university syllabus and all those things, because whatever the cost sheets you are preparing is not what the cost sheet recommended by the institute as a professional body. So we need to just highlight this, and this has been even shared with even all the other professional body also. So we have different courses also. I think here it's a very important thing even for the assistant professors, and all these people who are there in this forum. Even you people also can undergo a lot of training program online. So institute has a lot of certification program which has bought out, like online Ind AS course. So this is a course which the institute is running for quite long now. So online you can get a Ind AS certification now. Even this is not only for professional members, this is open for all. Even faculties also can enroll here and get a certification course done on Ind AS, and even in data analytics for finance professionals. So this is also a new thing which has been launched even just last month. So if you are interested to learn data analytics and all those things, irrespective of being any professional member of any institute, still you can also attend and you can also get certified by our institute on getting this course. Then launching of SAP FICO power user course. So even this is also open for all. So anyone interested to learn SAP FICO, irrespective of whether you being a professional or not, still you can undergo this training program and get certified from a professional body. And diploma in management accounting, this is only for members. This is not open for outsiders. So this is a higher advanced management accounting certification course only for those who have passed these professional exams. Next is executive diploma in business valuation. So very important, business valuation. Most of the business are going for merger, acquisition, takeovers and all. So you need to know how to do the valuation for this. So what are the principles involved, how to fix the price, and there are some valuation standards. Okay, many of you are not aware of valuation standards. So if you pursue this course, if you get the certification, you can easily understand how to do business valuation and all those things. Then executive diploma in cost and management accounting for engineers. As I told you in my earlier introduction itself, cost accounting is more of working with technical people, okay, rather than on the financial accounting background people. We interact more with technical people because our subject is more of that. So if I want to fix the price, if I want to know the machine hour rate, man hour rate, all those things, I need to work with technology. I need to understand how the technology capacity gets utilized, and what is the productiveness and efficiency of the machine. See, those things and all is a technical thing which I need to look for. So our knowledge is more of technical lean and technical driven thing. So even engineers are also the part of it. And one surprising data is that 18% of the people who pass our exams are all from engineering background. So they are not from commerce background. Engineers are people who can easily pass this exam because of their analytical and technical knowledge about the subjects. So they are the successful people who are getting more number of pass percentage. in our professional course. Then certification course in arbitration. So this is again a very important procedure, because now there is we know that there is no too much of judges who are there in order to handle a lot of cases. So most of the issues are getting settled outside the court through arbitration mechanism. So arbitration is one way of settling the disputes between parties in a very amicable way outside court. So instead of going to court and wasting time there and making things complicated, better to settle the case outside the court through arbitration mechanism. So there is a course on arbitration also, which talks about the procedures, guidelines, and all those things. Even that is a certificate-driven course which is being run by our institute. Then MOUs, coming back to MOUs, we have signed a lot of MOUs with different institutions and organizations. So MOU is there with Chartered Institute of Public Finance and Accountancy, London. So where we have joined together in order to encourage and bring uniformity in the professional roles what India is facing and what UK is facing. Then MOU with Institute of Valuers is there. MOU with the Competition Commission of India is there. MOU with Bharatiya Mahila Bank is there. ACCA, I think most of you will be knowing what is ACCA. So we have an MOU with ACCA where we get a lot of paper exemptions. So if a cost account, if a person who has passed cost accounting course in India, if we want to pursue additional course of ACCA, then you get a lot of paper exemption from ACCA. So some levels have been exempted there. Okay, some levels have been exempted and some papers have been exempted. So you need to write only few papers in order to get the degree of ACCA. That is the thing. MOU with Genpact is there on various platforms, especially on financial aspects. ASSOCHAM we have done. CIMA, that is a very important. CIMA is also one of the important course which is there in UK. And if you want to get CIMA certified, and after being a cost accountant, if you want to get CIMA certified, then you need to write only level 3. And one optional paper is there, that is mandatory paper. So first 2 levels you are exempted. First 2 levels you are exempted. Only the last 3rd level you are supposed to write only 3 papers plus 1 mandatory 4 papers you need to write. So then you become CIMA certified also if you are interested in that. Then we have understanding with TCS in various areas. Indian Assurance Company Limited, Indian Institute of Actuarials, IIA, IIA. So actuarials, we have been exempted from foundation exams of IIA. We can directly go and register for the final exams. Okay, that level of exemption they have given. And IPA is very important. Again, MOU with IPA, that is like what you have CPA in US, right? You have International Public Accountants of Australia. So once you pass your exams in India, you become directly qualified for becoming a IPA. So no need to go write exams in Australia to pass these IPA exams. So directly you are eligible to become a IPA member. So just pay the registration fee there and you become an IPA member there. So, and if you become an IPA member, you can practice in Australia because that is mandatory for practicing an practicing as an accountant in Australia. That is a mandatory thing. So once you pass the exams here, you can just pay the membership fee of IPA Australia and you can even become the member of IPA also. So like that we have a lot of thing. Even with IGNO also we have a lot of understanding. So example, if I want to tell MCOM, if you want to pursue an MCOM, you need to write only 4 papers. Okay, if you are a qualified cost accountant, if you want a MCOM accounting degree, right, from IGNO, you just write 4 papers of MCOM, you will become an MCOM graduate also. So since you have passed the professional exam, there is a tie-up between the Institute of Cost Accountants and IGNO, and you get a MCOM degree also, MCOM accounting, just by passing 4 papers. So PhD for CMAs, yes, CMA has been recognized as one of the professional degree for pursuing PhDs in various streams. So now, right now they ask for your net, SLET and all those things. For professionals, there is no net, SLET and all. Okay, directly you can enroll into PhDs. And these are the various universities and institute where you can pursue PhD from. So IIM also recognizes, IITs and all those places have been recognized for pursuing PhD if you are a CMA graduate. So that is the beauty or advantages of pursuing this course. And these are our various journals. Management Accountant, it's an international journal. So you can also write. Faculties also can contribute articles to this journal, but only selected research-oriented articles only will be published. Okay, so it's not just Google search related articles will not be published. Only those which are very serious articles, which has more of what do you call it as research content in that. Only those articles will be published here. And we have tax bulletin, a very important source document for all the recent amendments and changes which are taking place in tax. So this is a very important manual where you get lot of inputs on various tax related changes. So a lot of articles will be there, interpretations will be there, all those things will be there in this. And this is a fortnightly magazine. Every 15 days, this tax bulletins are given to, and you can also download it from the website also. It's available on the website of our institute. So if you want to get updated yourself with whatever the recent changes taking place and recent case laws which have come up in various tax related issues, direct and indirect tax and GST and all those things, you can look into this. Then research bulletin is there, where most of the world research articles have been published here. And this is a very important journal where even you people also can contribute, faculties also can contribute here. Then e-library and resources is there. It's a separate login ID and password will be given to you. You can log into the e-library and you can contribute your resources also into that. And also you can download a lot of materials which are available from there, and you can also use it in your daily applications for your learning process. And this is the contact address of our head office. And Institute of Cost, you can remember this website address, ICMA.in. So if you go to that ICMA.in, you get all the inputs about the institute. And toll-free number is also there for students, member and general public. You can make use of it. And timing is 9:30 to 6 p.m. Okay, that is the timing. And if you want to have touch with your close chapters wherever you are located, and if you want to get associated with the chapter, and if you want to visit and find about course, or if you want to know more about the course, these are the, you can just log into the website ID, whatever I am displaying on the top. If you go there, you can see all the chapter, Eastern chapter, Northern chapter, Southern chapter, Western chapter. So all 105 chapters names have been given here. So if you click on that particular chapter which is nearby to your location, right? So you can just access the information there, and you can visit that place, and you can have a discussion with the chapter coordinators who are there, and you can get other informations. So in Karnataka, we have 4 chapters, one in Bangalore, another in Mysore, third in Mangalore, and fourth in Hubballi. So we have one more chapter which has just come up in Ballari also. So these are the 5 chapters which are there in Karnataka, and Bangalore is one of the oldest and the largest chapter in India itself. Okay, so we have almost around 5,000 members here, and also around 4,000 students who will be writing exams every December and June here in Bangalore. So this is about our institute. This is about our cost and cost accounting profession. And I think what I recommend to student is, once you are studying degree, it is better for you to pursue another professional course along with your degree, because time is running out, competition is growing, and it's better to be with pace with whatever the changes are taking place in global arena, right? You should be also more competitive. This will add more value to your biodata. So the professional degree is directly, it makes you enter into the mid-level management. So if a normal guy who passes degree or MBA or something like that, and if he wants to take up career in profession, right, it takes him almost around 8 to 9 years for him to become enter into a mid-level role. But for a professional, once he passes the exam, he can directly get absorbed with the mid-level role. So it's very difficult for a person with BCom, MCom or MBA to raise up to the CFO level or Director of Finance level. But a cost accounting degree can fetch him to go up to CEO, CFO or DF, Director of Finance, at the top level of the institute. So not only you can become employable, but the major thing is you can practice. The scope for practice has widened over a period of time. So today, most of the export related things require certification from cost accountants. Most of MCA related job requires certification from cost accountants, and our name is appearing in GST now. GST audits needs to be done by cost accountants. Your valuation needs to be done by cost accountant. Your IPS, that is Insolvency Professional, it should be, cost accountants are also there in that. Cooperative society audits, yes, cost accountants are part of cooperative audit. Now Institute has tied up with the Institute of Directors. So directorship role also, you get, you can pass the people who have qualification of cost accountancy, they can appear for directorship qualification, and you can become external director of many companies. So that is also available now. So scope is widened over a period of time. So arbitrations and actuarial professions, see, all these scopes have been widened to practicing people now. So those people or those students who are thinking of not going for job and setting up an independent practice after passing this exam, they can also think of pursuing this course and become the qualified cost accountants. And it doesn't take too much time. It takes only 2.5 years to pass this exam for you. So if you have a meticulous plan, and if you are focused, and if you are dedicated in your approach, within next 2 years, you can pass these exams and come out as professionals. So this is my advice for students, and even senior people also, faculties also can pursue this course. And even you can pursue some of the certification course which are there, online certification course which I told you. And there is even GST certification course, TDS certification course, all these things are there for senior people. Even these things also you can pursue staying at home, and you can add a lot of value to your resume and also to your profession. So I think this is what I had in my stores to give you a presentation on the our professional course, and also about the costing profession as the future oriented growth. And if you have any questions, I am ready to take those questions. Thanks for patience listening. Thanks for the support from your side. So if you have any questions, please let me know.
Thanks for your brief insight and illuminating information relating to CMA course, sir. So we shall take a question and answer session now. If any of you having any questions, please drop your questions in this chat box. As if now we have not got any questions. So participants are asking for sharing the presentation, PPT presentation.
Yeah,
Can we share them?
Yeah, of course.
Yes, sir.
So my name and my number and email ID is there here. So anyone has any questions, or if you are interested to participate in any of the programs, or if you want to know more about this profession, you are always welcome to ask me. So my email ID is also there. My phone number is also there. You can write to me, or you can call me, and you can ask about those things.
So we'll wait for your questions till 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yes, I think they have your number and even email ID. So
Okay.
I think they'll contact you directly.
Okay,
We
fine.
have not got any questions yet.
Okay. Yeah.
So now I request Professor Madhuri, Department of Commerce, MES College, to propose vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of Department of Commerce, MES College of Arts, Commerce and Science, Malleshwaram, I deem it a great pleasure to propose the vote of thanks. First and foremost, I thank our resource person, CMA, and Ravindranath Kaushik, who is known person to most of us and very well known to MES College. Sir is always readily accepting our invitation in spite of his busy schedule and extend his knowledge sharing with us. Sir, thank you for covering most of the topic and sharing the importance of cost account and role of cost accountant. As said by you, most of the students will keep one leg back to take profession courses. Your today's session would have boosted them with the confidence and will surely help all CMA aspirants. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Yeah. My heartfelt thanks to our principal, Dr. Janardhan TG, Vice Principal, Shamshia Rizwana, and Head of the Department Commerce, B.S. Mallikarjun, for their support. I thank all the distinguished invitees present here accepting our invitation. Last but not the least, I thank all faculties and our student coordinators, Shashank and Prithvi of final year BCom, for their cooperation in making this webinar success. Finally, I leave you with a quote that knowledge has no value unless you use it and share it. Once again, thank you all. I now request all the participants to fill in the feedback link posted on the chat box so that you will receive your e-certificate. The same link will also be shared to the WhatsApp group. Thank you all. Thank you, Ravindranath sir.
Thank you, madam. It's my pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you once again, sir.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you all the participants.